these films have hidden depths. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 lessons learned from teen movies. For this list, we're going over some of the life lessons conveyed by films directed at and about teenagers. Number 10, Gossip Doesn't Matter, Easy A.
Tell me. Fine. We did it. Yes!
After high schooler Olive lies to her friend about losing her virginity to cover up for seeming to be boring, she leverages her newfound reputation to help others improve their own social standings, albeit at the cost of her own.
Go forth, my son. You're a man now.
Ultimately, however, Olive tries to clear up the lies she told about herself after she realizes that the opinions of those close to her are the ones that matter. It's a lesson that anyone can learn from. Telling lies about ourselves has few long-term benefits, and what other people say about you doesn't have to define you.
I don't know what your generation's fascination is with documenting your every thought, but I can assure you they're not all diamonds.
Number 9, don't sweat the small stuff. The Edge of 17.
How do you even like me? What's wrong with you?
Stop.
I don't even like me.
This coming-of-age film follows Nadine, who is a teenager that struggles with numerous insecurities. These include her jealousy of her popular older brother Darian, as well as her feelings of loneliness because she has difficulty getting close to others.
You're truly pathetic.
However, Nadine eventually learns that Darian has insecurities of his own, and she becomes better at opening up to others. We can't control how other people are perceived, and it's best not to worry about what we cannot change. Besides, the people we envy have problems of their own that may not be so enviable.
I know this isn't any easier for you, I know that. I think some deranged part of me likes thinking I'm the only one with real problems.
Number 8, friends grow apart, and that's okay. Superbad.
I'm not embarrassed.
Love you.
I love you. It's like, why don't we say that every day? Why can't we say it more often?
I just love you. I just want to go to the rooftops and scream, I love my best friend, Evan.
We should go up on my roof.
This teen comedy sees two lifelong best friends, Evan and Seth, trying to have one last blowout together before they graduate in an attempt to become popular.
By some divine miracle, we were paired up, and she actually thought of me. Thought of me enough to decide that I was the guy she would trust with the whole funness of her party.
However, it's also motivated by the duo's increasing feelings that they're growing apart, as they'll be attending different colleges after high school. Both begin relationships with girls as a result of their misadventures, and drunkenly express regret that their bromance will be interrupted. The lesson is that people come and go from our lives, and that's all right, even if we miss them when we're apart.
So I guess I'll call you.
Yeah, give me a call. Yeah, you have my number.
I have your information, so put her there.
Perfect.
Number 7, don't give in to peer pressure. 10 things I hate about you.
So, I hear you were terrorizing Mr. Morgan's class again.
Expressing my opinion is not a terrorist action.
Kat Stratford marches to the beat of her own drum. She may be akin to a social pariah at school, but she doesn't care in the slightest, as her few friendships mean more to her than popularity, and she eschews doing things just because they're cool.
Come to Bogey's party with me.
You never give up, do you?
Was that a yes?
No!
Later in the film, we learn that Kat lost her virginity in freshman year to jerk Joey Donner after giving in to peer pressure, after which she vowed never to do so again.
So what happened? Please tell me you're joking.
Kat is a great example of how the coolest person to be is yourself, and that doing what everyone else does won't necessarily make you happier. Number 6, look past the labels. The Breakfast Club. This famed 80s teen film sees a group of 5 disparate teenagers in detention on a Saturday morning. All of them appear to embody teen stereotypes, and they all conflict with each other and judge one another based on how their peers have labeled them.
You know, Bender, you don't even count. And if you disappear forever, it wouldn't make any difference.
Yet, as the day goes on, they come to find that they have common ground in many areas, such as the pressure they feel from their parents.
And the bizarre thing is that I did it for my old man. I tortured this poor kid because I wanted him to think that I was cool.
The Breakfast Club may be one of the older films on our list, but its message of seeing others for who they are, rather than who you perceive them to be, remains a timeless one.
See you next Saturday.
Yeah.
Number 5, it's okay to be an introvert. The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Please don't try to figure out who I am. I don't want you to do that. I just need to know that people like you exist.
Charlie is an introvert who suffers from depression and whose entrance into high school causes his past traumas to resurface. However, two friends help Charlie come out of his shell and deal with his inner demons. Given how humans are social creatures, those of us who aren't comfortable being around people or who suffer from mental illnesses can sometimes feel left out or inadequate when it comes to social interactions.
You're a wallflower. What is it? What's wrong?
I didn't think anyone noticed me.
Charlie's journey shows that taking a chance on the right people can let us find acceptance, both from others and from ourselves.
So if this does end up being the last letter, I just want you to know that I was in a bad place before I started high school, and you helped me. Even if you didn't know what I was talking about, or know someone who's gone through it, you made me not feel alone.
Number 4, it's never too late to change. 17 again. Despite having a promising career in basketball during high school, Mike O'Donnell is in a rut in his 30s. His kids are distant, and his wife wants a divorce.
Why are you destroying our yard?
It's not our yard, it's my yard, remember?
However, he gets a second chance after he finds himself transformed into his 17-year-old self. As he returns to high school life, Mike does return to basketball, but he also gets a chance to connect with his kids and improve their lives, as well as trying to repair his marriage.
But I guess if I love you, I should let you move on.
Although it's a safe bet that none of us will be 17 again, it's never too late to re-examine ourselves and pursue what we really want.
Ned, this is my chance. This is my chance to have my life over, but to do it right. Wouldn't you do that if you had the chance?
No, I would not.
Number 3, do you and be yourself. Mean Girls.
Watch out, please. New meat coming through.
Although She's All That also imparts a similar message, we had to go with the more iconic film for this entry. Mean Girls follows Katie, a formerly homeschooled girl who arrives in high school and promptly makes friends with several other social outcasts.
Won't we get in some sort of trouble for this?
Why would we get you into trouble? We're your friends?
However, Katie is drawn in by the superficial, domineering, popular clique called the Plastics, as well as their attitudes and opinions. She eventually becomes their leader and becomes alienated from her previous friends.
You know I couldn't invite you. I had to pretend to be plastic.
Buddy, you're not pretending anymore. You're plastic. Cold, shiny, hard plastic.
Curfew, 1 a.m. It is now 1:10.
Ultimately, Katie and the rest of the Plastics learn that cliques and popularity aren't something you should base your life around, and that everyone is special in their own way.
And Emma Gerber, I mean, that hairdo must have taken hours, and you look really pretty. So, why is everybody stressing over this thing? I mean, it's just plastic.
Number 2, accept other races and cultures. Remember the Titans. Based on a true story, this sports film follows a Virginia football team that struggles to integrate black and white players in 1971.
Hey, didn't I tell you all them white boys weren't gonna play for no brother?
Well, who needs them, baby? From now on, the Titans is gonna be powered by soul power, bruh. He said a soul power.
The team's inspirational path to victory has plenty of hurdles, not the least of which is their own prejudices towards one another.
I don't care if you like each other or not, but you will respect each other. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll learn to play this game like men.
Eventually, though, the Titans come together and help broaden the minds of their fellow students and townspeople, while playing phenomenally on the field. While schools today are largely more integrated than in the period shown in the film, the lesson that we should look past our appearances and discover common ground is one that remains all too relevant. Isn't it great when teen movies don't talk down to you and hit you over the head with lessons? Especially when they're like valuable lessons like be yourself or don't be racist? Well, the top lesson on this list is a universal one we should all live by. But before we see what's at number 1, let's learn some more honorable lessons with some honorable mentions.
You gotta try something new, Beck. Join one club on campus.
In second place, from San Diego, California, the Rancho Corte Toros! Second place, hell yeah!
Happy birthday, Samantha. Good wish.
And the girl who made John Tucker fall in love? Well, she's a legend.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Live in the moment. 13 going on 30. Jenna is 13 and desperate to be popular. When a magical event leads her to wake up as a 30-year-old, she finds herself out of sorts in adult life. Her apparent choices in the intervening years have alienated her best friend, and her new life isn't everything she'd imagined it would be.
We're not friends anymore, Jenna.
Eventually, despite Jenna's best efforts, things fall apart. But she's given a second chance when she returns to being 13.
Maddie!
Many of us are so concerned with where we want to be that it's good to remind ourselves to enjoy where we are, especially since it will not last. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.